Welcome to Adobe Live here from Adobe Max. Amazing. I'm Kathleen Martin and I'm here with my new friend, Pascal Campion.
Hello.
Welcome.
How are you guys?
Hello. So chat, I know that you're really excited to see Pascal work. There's a lot of Pascal fans.
Yeah, it's like Turbo Pascal. Wow, that's super old. Wow, Turbo, yeah, right. Hi guys, nice to meet you from hot and warm LA.
Yeah, right. And you are LA local at the moment.
I am in Burbank.
Nice.
Yes.
Awesome illustrator, visual artist, very well known for your daily sketches.
Yes, that's
How many do you have? 5,000? 4,000?
5,000. Actually, just passed 5,000 a couple of days ago. So yay.
Congrats. This is a stream to celebrate. Amazing. We've got Heidi in the chat. Hello. Lorenzo. Hello. Chris. Gina.
Oh, that sounds not good. Hi guys.
Sorry, Lorenzo.
Hi Heidi.
Trying our best. So you might recognize Pascal. He actually streamed from our Adobe Live studio with Carla Ortiz. That was super.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Awesome.
Hi Ron.
Yeah,
Ron.
and we are going to be jumping into Adobe Fresco. So.
Yeah, actually that's
Yep, you have it open right there.
I have it open. Yes. Sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on today, so I'm like, oh,
that's
this
okay.
is what we're doing.
That's what I'm here for. I'll help you through it. So Adobe Fresco is an awesome drawing and painting app. If you saw the keynote earlier, Kyle Webster did an amazing watercolor and oil demo.
Oh, you did? Oh,
yes.
I wish I could have seen that.
A master, a true master.
Yeah, he really is good.
Yeah, so Pascal's gonna sketch around a little bit, show us his process.
Anything you guys like want me to draw or anything? Because I'm just like, so much going on. It's hard to focus on anything here. So.
You got your canvas in front of you. That's what you
I have a canvas. I'll just like. Hi.
There you go. Hello.
Oh, yeah, hi guys. This is Fresco. Yeah,
yes, it is.
I'm just doing this because I have to warm up because I haven't drawn yet really today.
That's fair. I think people in the chat will understand.
Yep.
That's what a real artist has to do, and you're pretty well known for your kind of quick and sketchy stories. So I'm sure we're going to see a little bit of that.
Yeah. Well, some of the things I do a lot. Oh, okay. Okay, I've been using Fresco for a little bit now, and then all the tools are really amazing. But the ones I've been going to a lot are the vector brushes.
Really?
I know, it's weird. It's like I feel like every single software I use, I have to find a new way of working because they're all a little different. I thought for sure I was going to use the painting ones, but the vector ones actually allow me to like do sketches much faster. So like lately I've been doing a lot of those like little big characters.
Okay.
So if you guys like pigs, I'll draw some pigs, I guess. Unless you guys have a better idea. I can't really see what you guys...
No, I got you. Everyone is just saying hello, telling where they're from, and Heidi totally understands that you have to warm up when you're drawing.
Yeah.
And chat, if you want to draw alongside us, pull out a piece of paper, open your iPad, get
Fresco going. If I do something that you guys don't know how I did, just ask me and I'll do it again.
Yeah, definitely. And maybe while you're sketching, we can pop over to my screen and maybe show a little bit of Pascal's work, perhaps. Look at us in a second. It's loud in here. Things are going on.
Yeah, it's super loud. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, so are you doing anything else at Adobe Max?
Yeah, right after this, actually, I am going to do a class in Fresco.
Whoa.
Which I guess this is prep for it. You guys will tell me if I'm doing a good job or not.
Up.
Yeah.
Nice.
Because I'm like, what am I doing really? I don't know.
Yeah, it's very cool. So this is a nice little sneak peek chat you get to see. Yeah. And now that Paca's on the scene, maybe we can switch to my screen if possible.
Woo-hoo.
Awesome. So if you don't know Pascal's work, really beautiful visual narrative. I know you take a lot of inspiration from your own life.
Yes.
Right? Your family, things going on. So there's a lot of feeling and emotion in your work.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. I was telling Pascal before this, I'm a big fan of his work. Have been since I was a lowly illustration student in art school.
That doesn't make me feel old at all.
No, it wasn't
I get a lot of those. Funny. I've been around for a while now, so I'm like, I'm getting used to it.
5,000 daily sketches. That is a long time.
Yeah, that's actually a long time.
So chat, if you want to follow Pascal on Instagram, you can do that. Pascal Campion Art. That is his handle. Go give him a follow. Actually, this piece really blew my mind when I saw it today.
Oh, that, yeah. It's funny because actually, I'm working on a project which I'm not allowed to talk about, but it involves drawing a lot of beaches, and I think that's as much as I can say about.
Yes.
So I've been like doing that, and like what you do for work tends to like. Sometimes I want to do the actual opposite when I do my daily sketches, but I'm liking this project so much, like I'm drawing water scenes a lot right now. So I'm like, oh, that's
beautiful.
funny.
So many
Thank
nice
you.
highlights and depth and washiness. This
Yeah.
sketch, it's so playful and cartoony, but it looks like a photograph. Like it looks like a
it's funny.
photograph
I
from
get
this
that
world.
a lot lately.
Yeah.
I think I just get a little bit better, which I'm not sure it's necessarily better. It's just like get more precise, I guess.
Yeah, a little better every day. That's what happens when you draw every day.
Yeah, that's true. So
Yeah,
that's a really
Linda
good point.
says this is beautiful. Chris says awesome work. Clap emoji.
Thank you.
Yes. George wants to know, what do you use for the black and white drawings? So I think
The black and white drawing?
I think he's talking about maybe this one. Is
That's
this
Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Yeah.
Nice.
It depends. I use Photoshop, I use Fresco, I use other softwares on the iPad as well. But these are the main ones I use. If you see something that is drawn and that's like a little different, it's probably because it's on the iPad.
Yeah.
Although now I'm getting to the point where on the iPad where it's just as strong as like a regular. I mean, obviously, like look, I'm just sketching
Yeah.
this just as fast as I would on Photoshop or on paper.
Totally. I think a lot of people love this direct to screen drawing instead of having like a tablet and looking at your screen. That's kind of a disconnect.
Yeah,
so this is an awesome way.
Yeah, and I love doing this. Actually,
Get back to
so.
it. Paul wants to know, do you think you would ever create a class like on Skillshare or Schoolism? Nathan Folks showed a picture of you guys having drinks in one of his classes.
He did. Nathan is so nice. I might take one of his classes at some point.
An amazing
I have been
teacher.
approached by Skillshare many times.
Yeah?
I've talked to Bobby at Schoolism about doing classes as well. I think it's mainly like a matter of scheduling for me because I tend to do a lot of different things. I mean, I was late here. You know, and I'm supposed to be here for this specifically.
Busy man.
Well, also, not just for work. Just I have a family.
Right.
I have stuff. So there's other things I do as well. But it's not out of the question.
Maybe someday, chat.
Yeah.
Someday. I think a lot of people in chat would take your class if you did make one. But you do also do some comics
I do.
that are educational in a way. You kind of share your thoughts about the art industry,
Well, you
money.
have looked at my work, huh? That's funny.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Told you I was a fan.
Those comics they're meant to be educational, not for the skill part of it, because I think skill you're gonna learn it,
Yeah.
Like this, I learn as I go along. Like I'm doing something right now. Like I have an idea what I'm doing because I did a sketch like this not too long ago.
Yeah.
But it's I didn't know any of those skills when I came out of school. What I did know, I mean, our school didn't have any classes for color or drawing or any of that. We were all like about telling stories with images.
I see.
But we didn't have any particular classes on how to do it. That's something that wow, the colors there are very different than those colors. That's funny.
Yeah, they don't look too bad though.
No,
too
that's
bad.
pretty good. Yeah.
Right, so you didn't learn really the technical skills, you
No.
learned the thinking skills.
The thinking skills, correct. And I think that's going to be true, especially nowadays where technology is moving so fast. You're going to be like developing your skills for a long, long time. So.
Forever.
Yep.
Yeah. So how long would you say that you have been drawing or an illustrator? Your whole life?
No, I started later than most of my friends. I didn't start until like I was like 8 or 9.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, I
before-
mean, that's still pretty young.
Right. But I have friends that drew from like the moment they could walk.
Yes. Right.
I never cared for like. I never cared for animation. I never cared for beautiful art or anything. I was into comics or French comics at least.
Oh, like Asterix and Obelix.
Yeah, exactly. All those. Yeah, very good.
Nice.
And that's what I wanted to do. I went to the graphic novels. Then later on, I fell into Marvel comics, and I love them as well. And I love them both. I love both the French ones and the American ones. And then how do I do this? Give me a second here to.
Of course. Do your thing.
Sorry, talking in.
And drawing is
And
difficult.
drawing, yeah, it's
Yes.
not super easy.
Yeah, if you want to just focus on the drawing, I'm happy
No,
to.
I like talking. I mean, I'm going to be
Yeah.
drawing a lot all the time.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, so you just made a selection and you deleted it.
Yes. Well, I mean, I erased it.
Yeah.
So that's
Right.
like
Something
the best
you can
way.
do in Fresco, make selections with the Lasso Tool.
Oh yeah. If there's any things I'm doing here, I mean, nothing I'm doing right now is like that tremendous, but like
Right.
deselect right there.
Yeah, you're starting with your basic sketch and you're kind of building on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Robert says it's really nice to see that your sketches are so They start off so basic because he needs to remind himself that he can't instantly create the final image.
Oh yeah. My sketches are always like they're always just a guide.
Yeah.
As I go along, you'll see I'm going to add some stuff. I mean, like if we have a full hour, I'm pretty sure I'll be doing more than what you have here. But I always start with something very simple, and then I add on to it.
Mm-hmm.
Like that image that she showed you of the night image there, the
rainy one, or no,
yeah, the father and the son like walking to go fishing.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I was going to do something like with the water, but that one. I knew I was going to do something with the water. I had no idea I was going to put something like look at San Francisco in the back. I had no idea I was going to put those two characters like doing this. I wanted to create like a relationship thing because my dad used to go fishing all the time, so it should have been obvious to me, but it wasn't. So I just started with the foreground and I just built it up from there.
Yeah.
So very often I do, and for this one I did a very, very simple sketch of just a few lines of blocks because I wanted those big shapes.
Yeah.
And then everything built from there. But sometimes I have a full-on idea, sometimes I don't.
Right. That's really interesting. And someone was asking in chat about this piece, what is your technique for making the water look so realistic? Do you use a textured brush? Is it
No, it's all, actually no, it's the round brush.
Oh my gosh.
I just put it to like 10% opacity and it just like, and then I go back over it and I do like little stipples on the water and you get that effect.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of time. It took me about for the water, about 20 minutes, I'd say, It goes
a little bit of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think that would take some people like 6 hours because they would think about it as every little detail where you're thinking about it as the entire image, you're building it up.
Yeah, to that point, see the way I'm drawing right now? That's how I do all my sketches. I don't overthink. I just draw. I usually sometimes I put music, sometimes I don't put music, sometimes I want to be in my own head, sometimes I put documentaries.
Yeah.
But the point is, I try to get into my own little universe, and then I just move. The whole thing for me is I have to keep moving. If I stop moving, if I think too much, then I'm second guessing myself.
Yeah.
And I make bad decisions.
Right. I think that movement in your work is very evident. You have a lot of dynamic compositions. You think about the big shapes and how they relate to each other.
I try.
It feels very innate to you, like it's just inside of you and you're letting it out.
That's correct.
Wow, very cool. Chris says you are actually pretty fast.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty fast.
I am as well. I'm usually like want to get it done as fast as possible. Move on to the next thing.
Well, that's I remember when I was a kid, I'd read comics and always think that things were moving.
Ah, yeah.
And I always got the feeling like in order to get it moving, you have to draw moving.
Yep.
And it makes no sense because when you're an adult, you realize that's not how it works.
Right.
But it stayed with me, and I was like, I didn't understand how you would spend so much time on an image that was supposed to be read in just a few seconds.
Oh my gosh.
So that's why I'm just I kept that.
Such a struggle. Paul says, wow, he's making vector art?
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
That's what I was saying earlier. It's like, I wasn't necessarily when I started with Fresco, I wasn't expecting to do that.
Yeah, I'm really surprised to hear that you use the vector brushes.
I know, I like them. They're fun. I get a result very quickly.
Yep, right.
And I use the other ones too. The ones I don't use, and I have to get better at using because, I'm teaching a class in this, is the oil brushes. Because I never use oil at all, or watercolor. I used to do watercolor on paper, but I don't really use it digitally. So.
Yeah, right. The oil brush is similar to oil brushes in real life, where it's a little tough. Like oil brushes and oil paint, it's difficult to use. You have to push and pull and kind of wrangle it. It's a difficult brush to use, but it has beautiful.
Yeah, but I don't do water. I've never done oils. I've never painted with oils.
I would like to see you try.
Yeah, me too, actually.
Maybe one of your daily sketches.
Yeah, but I don't want to have oils at home. So.
But you have them in here.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah, sure. Yeah, I could do that.
Yes.
Yeah, if I have time after this one, I could try it.
Nice. People are saying thank you for having these streams for Adobe Max for people who can't be there. Of course.
Dude, those streams are amazing. I discovered them when I did my live thing with Carla a few months ago. And I've been following some of them since then. It's really fun to watch.
Right, we've been focusing a lot on Photoshop, Fresco, XD. But for these streams at Max, we are pretty much covering the whole gamut. So we have Illustrator stuff, we've got Fresco, we even have some audio and movie goodness coming. So we're really covering all of the things that have been released today. The update updates. We're talking about those, getting people's hot takes, and exploring the new apps. I believe we're going to have an Illustrator on iPad stream coming up, which is really, really exciting.
I just saw a preview of that.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, wow, I don't use Illustrator, but maybe you want to use Illustrator.
Me too. I almost got the chills.
Yeah, that is so good.
Oh,
so.
Wow. Yeah, Deb says it was great stream and great keynote. Yeah, keynote today was really inspirational.
I missed that. I'm sorry, guys.
That's okay. I was on
traffic.
it.
Were
My
you?
face popped up. It was a surprise to me. Yeah, they were talking about Adobe Live, which is what we're doing, and it was me. Hello, hello. Anuja wants to know, can you export the graphic as a vector to be used in websites? Totally. So these are vectors. You can zoom into 4,000, 64,000%. You can export them as SVGs or even open them in Illustrator, tweak them from there, and then export them from there.
Oh, wow. Actually, I did not know that.
Oh, yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, so the brushes in Fresco that are the vector brushes, it's like the blob brush tool in Illustrator, if anyone is familiar with that in chat. What's up, Michael Jarrett? Thanks.
I don't know what you said, but thank you too. So.
A coworker giving us a shout out.
Oh, nice.
Very nice. Pokey says, I want to be at Max. Pokey, I hope you can come next year.
Oh, yeah, it's
really
happened
fun.
every year, huh?
Mm-hmm. So is this your first year at Max?
It is. Actually, I didn't even know what it was when people asked me to come. So
yeah.
I had to read up on it and got very scared. Like, oh no, I'm going to talk over there. It's so big.
It's pretty big, yeah.
It's huge. Yeah.
Oh man, I don't even know how many thousands of people we have this year.
I think they're saying 15,000 a day, right?
Woo! Spooky.
Yeah.
Don't think about that too much. Chris says he would love to see the final time-lapse of your artwork at the end of the stream.
Which one? This one?
Mm-hmm.
Right now? It's not the best artwork, but it's fun to... It's fun to see the process. And for me, it's like, a lot of times, it's not even about the final artwork, but it is just the fun of doing it. Very often, I'm not happy with what I do at the end, but I love doing it.
Yes. So that's something that Kyle Webster touched on today during the keynote, is that Fresco is a way for you to just have fun drawing again.
That's actually one of the cool things about this app is, like, clearly, you try it on and, like, within a matter of, like, a few minutes. Mm-hmm. I mean, like, just this, you already have something happening. Yeah. And it's like, it's really, I don't know, it makes me happy.
Yeah, and you don't have to think too much about all of your tools being spread out around you. You just have this tool, you have them all here, and you can just go. You can move quickly wherever your creativity takes you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, it's really cool.
Yeah, and chat, I want to also say that I believe we're going to be doing a Creative Cloud subscription giveaway during this stream, a 3-month subscription.
Really?
Maybe.
That's awesome.
It's a mystery. If it appears behind us, then we know that we're going to be giving one away. So make sure you stick around for that. And then, like we said earlier, Pascal's going to be here until about there. And then we have even more awesome Adobe Live coming up after this. Let me check. What's coming up next? Ooh, we have 3D and AR apps coming up after us.
Oh, cool.
Some very cool AI stuff going on, taking it into the 3D space. Amazing. Yeah, we're going to be doing a giveaway, I believe. Very cool. And if you are at Adobe Max and you're walking around the community pavilion, come on over. We have postcards that you can fill out and send. And if you do that, you also get a sticker pack. We have some really cool Adobe Live sticker packs. Very nice. Marilyn wants to know, what devices can Fresco be used on? Great question, Marilyn. So Pascal's using an iPad Pro, I believe.
That's an old one too.
Right. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other generation of Apple Pencil. So we have the iPad Pro or just the regular iPad that is compatible with the Pencil. They just announced today that it is also available on select Windows and Wacom hardware. And then I think we're working on Android as well. So it's going to be everywhere, but it is mobile. A lot of people ask, is this ever going to be released on desktop? To which I would say, if you're going to use this on desktop, then you might as well just use Photoshop or Illustrator.
There, to that point, those Photoshop and Illustrators are very different. They give you different tools. I do like the fact that this on iPad is simpler than the other ones in terms of like, wow, it's really red there, and the way you use it, because it makes it very portable. I'll go to coffee shops and start playing around with it a lot.
Yeah, seriously.
Almost every day.
That's the whole point of this, is you can create anywhere. Anyone can create anywhere they go. It's amazing. And all of these tools, like I said, you can find them in Photoshop or Illustrator, but we've really cherry-picked the perfect tools for illustrators and artists and put them all in one place for you to use. Lisa says the three little piggies. Love
Yeah.
it.
I draw them a lot, so like.
Yeah. I think you drew. Did you draw these characters when you were on Adobe Live? I think you did some little critters.
I think it was my family.
Oh, okay.
It could have been that though, but I
Right.
do remember drawing my family at one point.
Yeah. So
But it could have been those guys too.
we
I don't
should
know.
talk about that because your family plays a huge part in your work.
They do. They really do.
Right, and that's a little bit what we talked about earlier. Your work is very emotional and has a lot of feeling in it.
There's a thing here. Is it lock layer? No, not like that. Sorry, I'm trying to remember like one thing here.
That's okay.
It's selection. There we go. Where is it? What did I?
Anusha says you are such an inspiration for all designers.
Oh, thank you so much. You guys are so sweet. Yeah, it is that. So I'm correct. Sorry, sometimes I'm like.
That's okay. That's the nature of having layers.
Yeah, actually, that's a cool thing about layers as well.
Yeah, and I noticed that you are working on a bunch of different layers,
I always
each
do
different
that.
shape.
I use a bazillion layers constantly. So.
Then do you ever go back and move things around? Is that why you have them all in different layers?
Sometimes,
Yeah.
not very often, but sometimes I do that.
Yeah, you're just kind of setting yourself up for success. You have it all spaced out.
I only organize them when I work in a project.
Yeah.
Because when other people have to work with my work, if I'm doing like some art design or art direction, stuff like this, very often I have to name and organize my layers, which I don't like doing, but it's necessary.
Yeah. Mark says, are those layers on the right-hand side? Yes.
Yeah, you can. The cool thing about this is like I think I reached the limit at layers once, and I think it's like something like 5,000.
What?
Yeah, it's a.
Oh my god.
There's a lot of layers. I was trying to see what the limit was, so it's just duplicating.
Yeah.
And it was like 5,000 something. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
That's impressive.
That is very impressive. It's a lot of layers in there.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, chat, let us know if you ever make an art piece with 5,000 layers. We'd love to see it. I bet it'd be pretty big though.
I didn't. I really was just trying to figure out like if you could do this. Oh, but you can actually like merge them. You can actually put them in folders.
Yeah, you can group
and then you can
things.
like merge the folders. It's
Yep.
merge layers and group. There you go. Boom. And so.
Yep. And if you want to undo that, you can always
You can always
go
undo
back.
it.
Yes.
I can remember the limits of undos, but it's a lot too. So
Yeah.
it's all
Right.
good.
Don't
Let's
mess up
see.
too much, but you have some wiggle room.
Yeah. I rarely use the undos. I like just going for stuff and like this one in piece in particular has tons of like what I would call things I didn't plan.
Yeah.
But I just go with it. I mean, who cares really?
Yeah, you're designing on the go.
Yeah.
I love how casual you are with your process.
Yeah.
You're just letting it come from within you, not worrying about it too much.
Like at all.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, once you start worrying too much and second guessing, like you said earlier, that's when things become stiff and a little
Yeah.
weird.
So one thing, so off topic, like if you're drawing in front of people, if you're drawing and people are going to see your work, no matter what, people are going to judge
Yeah.
one way or the other. They're going to
course.
say good things, they're going to say bad things about it. So don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do.
No.
'Cause, once you start getting into your head is like what you think people want to see, that's when you're really going to like mess up your own particular work. So
Yeah. That's when your work starts to just look like everybody else's.
Yep.
And it's not yours anymore. Tabera, Fresco is only on iPad? No, it is on a lot of different mobile devices, but it is mobile. So Android, we've announced Windows today, and select Wacom as well. Can you apply masks in Fresco, asks Deb?
Yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
I never apply masks in my work, whether it's like on the Fresco, Photoshop, or anything, but I know you can do it here.
Yep.
There's a whole like masking feature. I locked this one, and let me unlock it. There's a thing here that says like mask layer contents, but clearly, since I don't use it, I'm not exactly sure how it works, but
Right.
you can do it.
Yep.
The other thing you can do is I know I see a lot of people do this a lot, where like you have the Lasso Tool, and you have different types of Lasso Tool. This one has like a whole fishnet to it, where you can you have to choose the type of thing you want, like this, or you can do the classic, which is the
to draw it.
to draw it like that. That one where you can just like
Nice. I use
fill it out,
selections all the time in my work. It's so
You do?
good that they have it, yes. I really like the polygonal lasso tool.
yeah,
Kind of has like a paper cutout look.
And it's like here. The polygonal one is this one, like tick, 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 and you fill it out, which is not something I use very often, whether it's in this work or my other work, because I prefer like the line.
Right.
Well, that's a lot of layers, actually.
that is a lot of layers. Definitely.
See, ready very quickly. I don't know what time it is, though. It's like 1:50, so about half an hour talking to you guys. I can do something like this. It's not too bad, you know?
Yeah. Definitely. And this was super quick. In chat, if you have more questions for Pascal about his history, background, any tips for...
Oh yeah, if you want to know stuff about me.
Yeah. So did you go to school for specifically illustration?
I went to school for narrative illustration. So the reason I'm saying that as opposed to like specific illustration is like our school was a pretty different school where like they were focused on us telling stories.
Yeah.
But not necessarily on the technique. They wanted us to know technique, but they didn't want us to teach technique. They wanted
interesting.
us to, they wanted us to learn our own technique because they were thinking that since we were going to be most likely freelancers, we need to come up with a look and a process that would be unique to us. So they refused to give us any tips on how to make things.
Interesting.
They also figured that as classes, we would talk to each other and help us each other grow and bring something new. So when I went to school, I wanted to learn how to draw because clearly I went to work either for Marvel Comics and doing graphic novels.
Yeah.
And I had a very specific idea of what I thought drawing would be, like learning anatomy, learning composition, learning all this sort of stuff. And then when we got there, I remember being in class with kids that couldn't draw the way I thought drawing was supposed to be done, but they were amazing storytellers. And there was this one kid in particular who would take like 3 or 4 pencils, colored pencils in his hands, and draw with them and create amazing children's book illustration. It blew my mind because it was opening my brain up to all those different possibilities you could do with art.
Yeah.
And it allowed me to not be as perfect as an artist in the way I thought I wanted to be. I thought I needed to know how to draw a hand in every single angle exactly the right way in order to be able to move to the next stage. By being in this class, I realized that no, you didn't need this. There's a place for really, really good draftsmanship, and there's a place for storytelling, and there's a place in between, and you can be anywhere you want to be. And you don't have to stick to one or the other. You can learn how to draw very well and not draw very well for a comic or vice versa.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's, yeah.
I love that.
Thank you.
And it seems like you learned how to have great draftsmanship along the way.
Well, actually, that's the funny thing. I've been out of school for almost 20 years. I'm pretty old now, so so I got better and better as I was going forward. But I worked in animation. I did animation actually. I did visual development. I did storyboards. I did character design. I did color keys. I've done a little bit of everything. But every single time, I feel like I have to learn that particular process, the technique. But I know how to think through it, but I don't necessarily know the process. So that's the thing. If you guys are going to work in the industry, you will learn a lot.
Oh yeah.
Every single time, every single job, you will learn, pretty much relearn the whole thing.
There's certain things you can only learn on the job.
Yep.
I think, and from those people that you're working with.
Cancel that.
Definitely.
What am I doing here?
Well, that's a great question from Anuja. What do you do for inspiration? What's your process before you begin?
My process? Well, like that. I sit down and
start.
draw. Give me 1 second here.
Of course.
I don't. When I sit down and I draw, I just draw. So sometimes I do stuff like this. That's mainly I do those types of images because then there's a lot of people looking and they're easy to do. So I'm not trying too hard. Sometimes when I'm doing comics that are very sensitive, I try to it's because either something's happened in my life or I've been thinking about something for a while and it's coming to fruition. The images with the bright lighting, I mean, if you look at it, so I'm just looking at my Instagram feed right there. Some of those images, they all are based on some of the emotions I've had around that particular time. And then these days, like I have a lot of work, so I have less time to do my actual sketches, and you can tell because a lot of them are like, they're me like looking at a sunset or a kid looking at a sunset because I'm tired and I just don't have any more ideas. So I'm just like, oh gosh, I just want to get away.
Right.
So it depends. Inspiration comes from all over the place. I'm pretty sure that today that's going to inspire me somehow to do something.
Yes.
What is it going to be? I don't know, but
it'll be something.
It will be something for sure.
And we'll see it on Instagram, maybe.
Maybe.
Chad, I really recommend checking out Pascal's feed on Instagram if you want to get inspired. I think I would find a lot of inspiration from these different scenes, tons of emotion. They almost look like movie stills, like keyframes from movies.
I do, yeah, that's funny, but yes.
Yeah. Pokey says sometimes I just blob a bunch of colors in Photoshop and try to make something out of it.
I do that too. I do that too as well. So
that's a great way to start. And somebody's wondering, what is that circle on Pascal's screen? Yeah, the touch shortcut.
That's a really cool thing. So when you're drawing, actually it works more with this one, I think. You have a brush, right? And you can take any type of brush. Just take a comic brush. Just take this one. Well, actually, that's a bad one because you're not going to see it. let's say you take a basic brush, take a round hard brush, and you put it something like, let's take a black, make it big so you can see. So when you draw like this, it's like, that's your brush, right? If you press on this, that brush turns into an eraser.
Yes.
So that's your eraser basically. I use it a lot when no one's looking, meaning like the way I'm drawing right now is roughly how I draw at home. But when I'm at home, obviously I'm more like relaxed.
Yeah.
I speak slower. I don't move as fast.
Or you're not talking at all.
I'm not talking at all. And now I will use it here. I try to like just go from one to the other, and because I'm doing this, I just tend to like change tools like this. But it's a real cool. It's one of my favorite features in here. I mean, there's a lot of really cool features in this, but that's definitely one of them. So.
Right. So you just made a little reflection.
I did. Yeah, and I was going to erase a little bit of it.
Very cool.
And the other thing, you can also click on the eraser this way and just move the size, and I think you can also move the intensity of it somehow. But then I was just going to go and like erase and get it sort of like.
Very nice. So one of the beautiful things about that touch shortcut is if you're using a very textured brush and you use that, it will erase with that texture.
Yeah.
So it won't just have a textured image and then erase with the hard edge. So that's a really, really awesome way to use it. Deb says, very cool.
Yeah.
I agree. Sagad says, I love Pascal's work from the New Yorker, and I always follow him on Instagram.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yay.
That's it. Actually, the New Yorker was really fun. I need to like send him more stuff, and I haven't.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I remember that cover.
Oh, you did? Thank you.
One that Sagad's talking about. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Jimmy says you're very good at trees, which I would agree. Very, very, very Bob Ross-esque.
See, I didn't know what Bob Ross was or who he was until my wife mentioned it. It was like I was drawing one day, and I was doing stippling. I was like going like that, and she's like, "What are you doing?" It's just like, "Oh, I'm drawing trees." She's like, "Oh, that's very much like Bob Ross." I'm like, "Who?" And she's like, "Bob Ross." I'm like, "Who's Bob Ross?" And she's like, "You don't know Bob Ross?" So she showed me the videos, and now I'm a huge fan. I even dressed as Bob Ross for Halloween.
Did you?
Yeah, not
Amazing.
this one. Last Halloween.
You have?
As Magnum PI this Halloween.
That fits.
Yeah.
Were your kids like the happy little trees and the happy little
Actually,
squirrel?
my son loves Bob Ross. He watches it as much as he can. So it's just like it just soothes him.
I remember watching it with my grandparents growing up. It was like the most perfect little moment.
Yeah. So here, like I use the vectors to like do the drawing, but now I'm actually using I'm just going in and just trying stuff. Clearly, I know all those things, but I actually never use the rakes. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it.
Oh, the rake brushes are awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. And I don't really use texture brushes. When I use Photoshop, when I do like professional work, I usually use, say, in 90% of the case, the small round brush.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, actually I do. It's
I can't believe that.
Well, it's because also I modify the scattering and the opacity of it, and that really helps you do stuff. And very often when I do my sketches, I do it with no pressure sensitivity. It gives me this very like clean look.
Yes.
Which then I muddy afterwards anyhow, but I do on purpose. But
layer it up.
Layer it up, correct.
That's good.
And like right now, like since I already have my big box, I can just like I literally throw a color and see what works or not, and I don't really like
just building on top of each other.
Yeah.
Letting it be.
So you just put colors here and there, and it gives this look. I mean, on the screen here, it's so much warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know if you can see it here. The screen you're seeing, or the one I'm seeing, is so much more saturated.
Yeah, I wonder how it actually looks for them. Maybe I can pull it up. Oh, hello. Full screen. Very nice.
So it's Jared to see your... Keep kicking the light. There's a light on the table. I keep kicking it.
It's for our legs, our leg lights.
Yes. Oh, that's what it is? Get a little bit of UVs on your legs. I'm so sorry. So, okay, well this one is roughly, oh, you know what I was gonna do? That's, I can't remember who was saying like my sketches were super loose, but that's because when I get to this part like this, then I can start having fun, we can have like a little like, let's say we're gonna have a little octopus. Hey, why not?
Ooh, creeping out of the water, saying hello.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's catching it with his fishing rod.
Oh yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. Thank you.
That's exactly what he's doing, catching some dinner. Nice.
That way of working, by the way, is how I constantly work, which is like very, I let things happen a lot, and I do this even for work. And I remember when I was younger, I'd say like, well, I can't really work like this for work because they were always going to ask me to do something very specific.
Yes.
And it turns out like, working in features is like, you have one specific thing, like you want to hit one particular note, but everything around is pretty much a free-for-all. So this way of working actually is very good for exploring stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I do a lot of book covers, and the same thing. I start with sketches like this, and they're like, oh my god, this is great. And then very often that's what becomes a final. So
Right.
like, you know.
It's probably not anything they've ever expected.
Exactly.
It's even better.
As long as you hit more or less what they're expecting at the beginning, then you're pretty much good to do whatever you want.
Yeah. Nice. I'm inspired to pull out my sketchbook and draw after seeing how you draw.
You should. It's fun.
I should have brought my iPad. We could be dueling drawers.
I have to
Dueling
admit that
illustrators.
I haven't had a sketchbook in years. So.
Really?
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh, I used to like not be able to like walk out of the house without a sketchbook. And now I haven't actually drawn. I draw on paper a lot, but not in a sketchbook.
That's
I just
okay.
take paper from the printer, and it just, aha.
Good eye. You know, I like doing that as well because if I'm drawing in a sketchbook, I feel more precious about it. With printer paper, you can draw it. If you don't like it, you can get rid of it or file it away.
That's interesting. Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't draw in a sketchbook because I always lose it. It's
That makes sense.
yeah. I don't really feel precious about much
Yeah.
of my sketches actually.
Or your kids maybe steal it.
Yeah,
To go sketch
constantly.
themselves
Max,
constantly.
Max. Hi Max, I love you by the way.
Aw.
Hi Max, hi Lily. Hi,
What's up, kiddos?
hi honey. All of you guys.
Are they tuning in? Are they watching?
I don't know actually.
I hope so.
I kind of forgot about this thing. So, but
They can
maybe,
watch the
they're,
replay.
the kids are in school right now, so no, they're not.
Oh,
tuning in.
right.
Yeah.
Forgot it is a Monday.
Yes. When you're an adult, you forget that there's school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You forget it's even summer. At least I do. I'm like, wait,
Yeah.
it's June. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know. I do that as well too. So.
Pokey wants to know how come the hosts don't draw with the featured guests too. You know
yeah,
what,
why
Pokey?
not?
I
That's-
should.
Here, you can finish it.
No.
I'll
But
do the
maybe
hosting. That's
maybe
gonna
we
be
can
fun. No?
pull out another, or I'll do something. Or on the next stream that I host, Pokey, I will illustrate as well.
Do you guys want me to
fun.
draw something else, or is this fun for you guys?
Ooh, maybe the chat has ideas about what you can add
Yeah, let's do that.
into the scene. So it's a watery ocean scene.
This one is.
Yes.
Or I can do a whole different scene. I mean, it doesn't
okay.
have to be.
Yes.
Actually, you know, I did realize like those rakes are pretty cool. I've never used those before, but I think I'm gonna start using them now.
Yay! That's awesome. So chat, if you have any ideas about a new illustration that Pascal could work on or what to add to this one, let us know. We've got a little time left, so we
There we go.
can see what kind of trouble
Yeah,
we
we
can
have
get
plenty of
into.
time.
Cindy says maybe something in the sky.
In the
That'd
sky?
be cool.
Okay, I can do a little bird in the sky.
Ooh.
Let me see. This is, I can merge it down. I want to try something, and I'll do the. There's a way to. Let's see. Sorry, I can remember.
That's
I just
okay.
did it. Now I can't remember how to do it anymore.
What are you
It's
looking
like
for?
that. How to select just a layer again? It's not lock layer, right? Is it?
Just the layer?
Yeah, that's what it is, right? And then I can just draw.
Oh, like a clipping mask?
No, yeah. It's
Oh.
not that one. It's,
Right,
I'm like,
so you're gonna need
where
to-
It's create escalator content. Duplicate layer. Where was it? I thought it was right there. Oh,
It might
oh
be.
no, it's, you know what? It's because that's what it is. That's the one thing. Lock transparency. I can only do it on the pixel.
pixel.
So
Ah.
as I'm going along, because I go back and forth between like pixels and non-pixels and stuff like
Yeah.
this, I get mixed up. But by the way, that's how I work too. I remember I was like a production designer on a movie, and this girl walked into my office, and I'm showing some stuff on Photoshop, and she's like, "Why do you use it like this? Why don't you just press F and like have it full screen?" I'm like,
Whoa.
I've been using Photoshop for like years, and I had no idea.
Yeah.
So it's still like every day I feel like I'm discovering like new things
Yeah.
that I just didn't know.
Hey, you know the that work at Adobe feel the same exact way.
I know. We all do.
Very cool. So I think we are going to be doing our giveaway right now. I see some fireworks behind us. So that is the signal that we're going to be giving away a 3-month subscription to Creative Cloud. So if you want to try out Fresco, we're going to play an intro video. We are? Okay, so we're going to ask you a question.
Wait, do I have to start drawing now?
No, you can keep going. When we're going to ask you a question, and when you answer it, you are going to enter the giveaway. So chat, what are you inspired by when you draw? Let us know. We'll be back in a minute.
That's the question? Am I?
All right, everybody, we are going to do our giveaway now. We have a lot of people in the chat. We're asking, what are you inspired by? Ernie says music. Linda says light is inspiring. Leanne is inspired by other artists and art. Someone is inspired by family. It's moving very quickly, so I can't read who it was. Cats, somebody says. Everyday activities. That's cute. Fun memories. Roses. Good music. So God says my girlfriend.
Oh, that's sweet.
Very nice. Podcast can be inspiring, says Max.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Actually, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I mean, you guys go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, movie intros are inspiring to Melinda. Avocado is inspiring to Darumi. That's great. Dogs. Behance is inspiring to Paul. A good chat with friends.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh man, it's
Definitely.
crazy because I mean, again, I'll let you guys talk. All the stuff you guys are saying is inspiring to me, which is pretty fun.
Good. You're inspiring the artist. That's amazing. So Aaron Moore, you are the winner of 3 months of Creative Cloud. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Woohoo! Great job, Aaron.
Oops,
So
that's
we will be,
not
sorry, I
right.
touched my mic.
Oh, that's not right.
We will be in touch with you to get
Where is- oh,
that
there it is.
information to you soon. Congrats, Aaron. And stick around for more streams.
Let me see. Try different things.
After Pascal's stream, we're going to have even more, and there's going to be even more giveaways throughout the next
Oh, there's
couple
a layer, right?
days.
Hey, cool. Yeah, so that's the cool thing. The reason I use the vectors because like it's easy to dig those. It's easy on the vectors to do the big shapes where you can
Yes.
actually do all the rest, and then you have all those amazing. They're inbuilt already. Brushes to just do whatever you want to do, and then you can even add. Let's say this, for instance. Right now it's a happy sunny day, but like you can make this like a really like I think you have like basic brushes for making it darker. I think in the basics you have like this. You can.
Ooh, little
Let's see if I
grayness.
Yeah, those brushes are really big. So
Very cool. Ooh. Nice. Add some atmosphere.
yeah, so you can do like almost every single thing. I'm saying almost. At first when I had this, I was trying to reproduce what I was doing in other softwares.
Okay.
And I was realizing I was like, oh no, this sucks because it doesn't have this, it doesn't have this, it doesn't have this. And then it has this, but how to use this, whatever. And it took me a while to realize that like we work a certain way in Photoshop because it's there. We work a certain way in Illustrator because it's there. We work a certain way in SketchUp because it's there. And it took me a while to like get over the fact that this worked a different way, and that I had to like build a new system in my head as to how to work with it.
Nice.
And now I feel like I'm getting to a point where like if I think of something, I can come up with a solution to like how to create it, which was something like at the beginning I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to be doing like mood in Fresco, but there it is, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Yeah, I think you're making it your own.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like this is a cool tool because it's so much to offer. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, you can actually see some of it. Again, the saturations are off, but
Yeah, you're really building up some depth here. Some
Yeah.
mood.
so you can do like it's super versatile. And it's funny because come in here, it's like, oh, what am I going to draw? I have no idea.
Yeah, that's
And,
funny. Pokey just said, I bet Pascal wasn't expecting his illustration to look like this when
No,
you started.
actually, I had no idea what I was going to draw. Hey,
just
Pokey,
for
I don't
the
know who you are, but I like your question, so thank you.
Linda says the background changed everything.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. It's the mood. Look, let's try something else. You can do this, and that I can do the whole thing here again, where I'm going to take like a darker one. I'm taking this brush. I'm lowering the opacity of the paint, and make it really big. And so I'm going to cover it.
Whoa.
It's kind of disappearing in there.
Just a new layer.
Yeah, this is just, it's not even a multiplier or anything, it's just a layer.
Yeah.
And then you can just like, start erasing and pull them out, make it smaller, click on it, and
What are you about to do?
see, it's just like, and then they're coming out here.
Oh, so you're really building depth.
Yeah,
Okay, like
I mean,
with
that's actually how I work all the time. Because I used to do like a lot of charcoal pencil.
Ah,
And then you also have, I should have mentioned those, you have all those the modes, right? So you do
Right.
have the soft lights, for instance. They don't work exactly like other software, so you have to figure out which one works for you. But you put it on, maybe a little desaturated, a little bit more.
yeah.
value,
Some people use the blend mode. Some people don't really need to. It's really
and
up
then you
to
can just
personal
like start
preference.
adding them back in again. So
Yeah. Marilyn wants to know, how did you do the reflection? I missed that step.
So the reflection. What I did for the reflection here, I'll just do another character and then show you. Let's do let's do a fish. Let's say there's a fish jumping.
Whoa.
Woo! Okay. Let's make it like a red fish because why not?
And that's on its own layer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Also, everyone give it up for Paco.
Hey, Paco.
The wizard. If you didn't know, chat, that's who's behind all of the live streams. Every single day, he has to listen to our voices in his headphones. I'm so sorry. There's Jacob over there as well.
He's super nice. I met him in San Francisco, and he was really, really nice.
Oh yeah, he took good care of you.
He did. He was a really, really cool guy.
Good. Marilyn, so I hope this is helpful. We're learning how to do the reflection.
Is this? I mean, you guys.
No, it's good. That's what they're asking for.
No, but I mean, everybody else, is that good? Is that something you guys like? I don't know. I was trying to make sure like you guys like, our audiences get what they need. Let's see, delete there. Okay, so this is my fish, and there are different ways of doing reflection. Clearly, the first way to do it is to simply like, where's my little thing there? What happened? Okay, well, the first thing I could do is simply take a red, lower the opacity of the red.
Okay.
And then just like draw below. So that's one way to do a reflection. And you do this for like the different colors, right? But the way I did it, which not necessarily a cheat, but I duplicated this layer, and then I just inverted it, roughly placed it where it should be, under it.
It depends how far it's jumping out of the water.
And then I just lowered the opacity of it. There you go.
Boom! You got a reflection.
And you get a reflection. Then I go with the eraser and then just like slightly like erase some stuff. I know there's like a way to nudge it in this, but I can't remember how you do it. And you can nudge things around to just give it like sort of like a flaky, or I just like paint over it again with a lower opacity to get the feeling like it disappears. And then of course you can go in and then with let's try the inks. This one looks good. Like this, take a little bit of
Oh, cool. A little splash.
A little shadow here, but it wasn't dark enough. Lower the opacity. I play a lot with the opacities because it helps blend stuff in. And then that same splash, I was going to use it here. Duck.
Awesome.
So you just add stuff like this, and it gives you this sort of like reflective thing.
Right.
And that fish, since that fish is sticking out because it's too bright, I'm just gonna like how do I do this again?
And it's the only bright red thing as well, so your eye just goes straight to it.
Yeah. So and I don't necessarily want this. I'm gonna lock transparency on that, and I'm gonna do the same thing for the rest. It's like I'm gonna take a big soft brush like that. Lower the opacity and just paint over it, and it just kind of like blends it back into the background. And then if I want it to stick out a little bit, I can just like carve out some lighting specs on him or the eye. Oh wait, I'm actually. What am I doing? Oh, I'm erasing him, not the layer.
Disappearing fish.
Well, whatever. So same thing. I just can redraw
you
over
get
it.
the idea.
See, that's the thing. I do things and like, I messed up, so I'll find a different way to do what I was trying to do. So.
There's so many different ways to do whatever you need to do.
But that's true in art in general.
Oh my gosh.
There's not a single way to do everything. You just find ways.
Right. And Koki says that they just found the brush that you're using in Photoshop, and now their life is complete because they can use the brush that Pascal used.
Yay! All right, so this one's done, right? I mean, I can lower the opacity of this so we can see a little bit better.
We have about 5 minutes, so if you want to start something new or keep fiddling around with this one, it is up to you.
5 minutes. You guys want birds in the sky or something else?
Ooh, chat, let us know. Someone was talking about some sort of sky image.
Yeah,
that could be cool.
I mean, the sky, I was thinking something in this image, no?
Oh, gotcha.
You can try it on the iPad. Yeah, sure. I can't actually read this because my glasses are. Oh, that's funny. Okay, I'll just draw something in the sky then.
Who knows what's going to be in the sky? This is a fantastical world.
That's I was going to draw a bird, but now you're like making me second guess.
It's a bird, but it's upside down.
You know what? It could be Superman. Yeah.
Ooh, back to your comic book roots.
Yeah, it will be Super Pig. Yes.
And as you're drawing that, chat, I do want to remind you that we do have tons of other streams coming your way. We are streaming today, tomorrow, and Wednesday here from Adobe Max in Los Angeles. We're going to have amazing artists like Pascal and other amazing designers coming through, talking about their favorite apps, talking about the things that were announced. So like before us, we had Talon and Howard talking about what's new in XD, what was what was announced. And then we have Pascal right now doing drawing and painting in Fresco. And then after us, we're going to have 3D and AR. Following that, we have graphic design with Kara Sykes. So
what time are you doing AR? I really want to see that.
Right after this. So I think you have to go to your class.
I have a class, yeah.
But you can always watch the replay.
I could always skip the class too, huh?
Right. They're like, teacher's not here. He's learning about AR.
Yeah.
And then finally, to finish out the day, it's going to be Premiere Rush with Tyler Babin, amazing video producer.
Sweet.
Yeah, Aaron says, I can't wait to try this app. Of course.
It's really fun. It's, you know, it's funny because it's like they're making all this like big hula about it, but it should be just more like, hey guys, check this really, really fun little thing. Because it's just it's easy, it's powerful, it's versatile, and it's just fun.
It like feels like you're a kid and you're drawing again.
That's how I feel right now. So I'm sorry if you guys like it or not.
Like a kid in a candy store.
Pretty much.
Singham wants to know, are these available to watch later? Yes, every single Adobe live stream is saved just for you to watch later. So if you go to be.net/live, that's where you can watch us. If you scroll down past us, you can see all of the replays from previous streams.
Ta-da. And then just for the cheat here, one thing you guys can do as well, if you're trying to blend this character and you don't, oh, we're off, okay. And if you don't have much time, and there's nothing behind it, just like, lower the opacity. Wait, wrong layer. If you lower the opacity, it's going to feel like it's actually blending in to the thing. So, yeah. Ta-da, there.
That's amazing. I can't believe you just drew a super pig in like 30 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit more than 30 seconds, but yeah, it's pretty fast.
30-ish seconds. Very, very
cool.
Nice. And chat, if you have any last-minute questions.
Thank you, Singham.
Yeah, thank you, Singham. If you have any last-minute questions, we have just a couple minutes left. I do want to remind you that Pascal is on the internet if you want to check out his work.
What is it? I can't really pick up the reflection.
Pokehan.
Someone says like there are people who don't like Fresco. There are going to be people who don't like anything, and there are people who are going to like things and things. It's fine. You need a little bit of everything in the world. It's just like.
Yeah.
I particularly like Fresco. I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
I also like a bunch of different things. There's very few things I don't like because I think everything has something to give. So
Yeah, definitely. And I think this is amazing because it has a little bit of everything for everyone.
Was it 30 seconds? Oh, thank you.
It was, exactly. We've got pixel brushes. We have the live brushes, which you didn't really touch very much, but Chad, I totally recommend.
Yeah. We only had an hour. Come on.
No. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, Chad, if you want to try them out, please do it because the watercolors are amazing. You're staying.
Yeah, I tried the watercolors when I was in France. I did some stuff in watercolors, but actually, this is. I don't know if that was in the Dimension watercolors, but the watercolors. Are we off or?
No, we have like 2 minutes left.
Watercolors. There are watercolors. So let's see.
Let's do it.
Let's do a watercolor thing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try to.
It's amazing. I can't wait to see what you do.
Me too, actually. So.
It's the sky that we've been asking for.
So is the sky. Oh, there you go. You guys have the sky.
Good night, Chris. See you later.
Good night, Chris.
Yeah, see them merging
I already made
together.
a mistake there, but yeah. Okay, so there you have the sky. Just add a little bit more chroma to it.
Ooh, some grass. Very nice.
Yeah, and then let's try to do, the tree's not going to read, so that.
Yeah, so you can turn down the wetness as well, so things don't bleed together as much. You can mix oils.
How do you do that? Like that? Oh yeah, cool.
Yep.
Wow. I guess that's. I should know this.
And if you want to see more of Pascal's work, because I think we're going to hop off of here in just a moment, make sure you follow him on Instagram. Catch up with his daily
this is really cool,
drawings. He's busy over here just playing with the watercolors.
Wow. And then
stick around for more AR and 3D goodness right after us. So Pascal, thank you for being here with us.
Whatever. It's off. Never mind. Thanks,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.
Sorry.